Hi, this is Suzanne Elizabeth, and today I'm going to show you how to make a no-knead olive bread using a sourdough starter. I think altogether it's a very simple, practical recipe that you're going to use over and over again. Well, let's begin with the dough. I have 3 cups of all-purpose bread flour here, and you can also use just a regular all-purpose flour. Either one is fine. To that, I'm going to add a half a cup of rye flour. You can use a half a cup of whole wheat flour or make the entire bread from just all-purpose flour. I like to add a half a cup of some other flour like a rye flour or a whole wheat flour, just to give the bread an extra flavor note. Then usually you would add a teaspoon of salt, but because we have the olives here, I'm not going to use any salt. It's not necessary because the olives are salty enough. To my food processor, I have added 1 15-ounce can of black olives. You can also use Kalamata olives. I have also added a half a cup of Mammoth green olives with the little red pimentos inside. Again, just for flavor. We're going to give that a quick pulse in our food processor, just enough to get them roughly chopped. And we're going to add that into our batter, in with the flour, and this is now for the best part. This is actually my sourdough starter. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a lovely, gooey mess. And I've had this sourdough starter for a couple months now, and it's simply made from flour and water that you feed on a weekly basis. When you first start creating it, you're going to feed it on a twice a day basis. And I'll show you how to make that. It's so simple. It's literally flour and water. And I have found that I like using the sourdough starter in place of yeast. I think it adds a better flavor to your bread. I get a higher rise out of it living here in the mountains. And it's just nice to know that you're using something that you created. I use a full cup. And again, part of that, I think, is you'll see some recipes that call for a cup. You'll see other recipes that use only a quarter cup. You might want to experiment and see what works best for you. Now, all I'm doing is mixing these ingredients together, and then I'm going to add a cup and a half of water. I'm going to use the same cup measure I used for my sourdough starter. I'm going to use that, and that way we get some of that good flavor in there. And just mix this together until you get a nice sticky batter. And because we're using the no-knead style of dough or bread making, we are literally, once this is just mixed together, we're going to let it rest for 12 to 18 hours. Sometimes I've let mine go as much as 24 hours just to give it a little extra time to rise. Now you can see I'm adding a little bit more water in here because you really want your dough to be wet. You want to give it plenty of moisture so that the dough can rise over the next 12 to 18 hours. Now, I want to show you this dough. It's so pretty with the chopped green and black and pimento in there. You've got this lovely brown, green, and red mixed in with your dough. Now, this is going to be a wonderful dough, and I will come back tomorrow and show you how we prepare the rest of it. Thank you.